Alrighty, here are all the altar locations for the altars of Lilith, but they're not all created equal, and I'm going to give you guys some bonus tips and tricks at the very end of this video, so make sure you guys stay around. I'm not going to have any filler in it. So, starting right off, important thing, obviously, yes, this is the locations of all the altars. There's a very great website that will be pinned down below that has these, but they're not all going to be the same. These red ones will offer a paragon point. This is the main stat that you're actually really looking forward to getting when you are doing your renown. That's the thing when you are completing your renown in the area by doing the side quest, by doing the strongholds. This is actually what you want to hit. You want to hit the paragon points, that final one. You get 4 from actually completing on the region progress, and on top of that, obviously the altars will give you 1 point. Now, all of the altars are actually located here in the dry steppes area here, this side where you see all the red ones. These will give you a paragon point. The rest will give you some main stats. And I want to go ahead and stress, it's not super important to do all of these ASAP. However, once you are level 50, you want to do the red ones specifically because you want those paragon points. The paragon points do matter quite a bit, where the +2 to the stat point doesn't really matter. And let me go ahead and break it down and kind of answer the question. But first, on this interactive map, make sure you guys check out the right side, because when you go to this website, it's going to have so many things, right? That's like visual clutter, overload. Click on where it says Altar Lilith and click on our region and complete each region at a time. When would I recommend this? Well, I would say the main goal in Diablo is try to get to world tier 4 first. That way, when you're doing these, you can start getting your ancient pieces of gear or your sacred pieces of gear versus farming these earlier on, because you're not going to have the movement speed. That is the most important thing that I want to go ahead and stress, because getting these altars earlier on isn't going to give you a huge boost. Let me go and break it down for you guys. So in terms of the altars, this is what you're going to be getting on them. You either get 2 to a stat point, or you're going to get obol capacity. Does obol capacity really matter early on? Not really. The main thing is, again, once you hit level 50, do all the paragon ones. Those are, again, the ones in red. Again, it's pretty much all just right here. You want to do those. And then eventually, you're going to do everything in the game. You know, everyone's going to pretty much 100% the game because they're going to do all of the renown. And then you're going to get the bonus paragon points. That actually matters. Now, if you need a very specific amount to reach for the paragon board, like let's say, for example, there's a specific node that says, well, if I get 160 dexterity, I get another 10% physical damage. Okay, sure. By all means, that could be a decent stat boost. But all of these small things to get the extra strength and willpower, it depends on the class that you play, because not all of these stat points are created equal. So to break this down, here is a barbarian. Now, barbarian benefits off of having their main stat strength, which gives them increased skill damage. This is the most important stat for barbarian. Now, strength on a necromancer just gives you armor. On barbarian, it gives you armor and skill damage. So not every stat point in the game is treated equally. And if you can see where it says increase is skill damage, it says 48.5. So what does that mean? 485 strength means 48.5% damage. You just move the decimal place 1 over. So if you grab every single altar, you get 68 to every single stat point. So breaking that down, that would give you almost 7% damage if you collected all of them. Is it worth it to do all of this now to get 7% damage, or is it better to actually do this later? A short answer, it is much better to do it actually later for the most part, for most builds, again, unless you're reaching like some sort of threshold. The total of paragon points is 225. You start getting them as you level up once you hit level 50, and then you're also going to do the renown. Now, looking at some of the alchemists, I was looking for any incense and other ways to get you extra damage or move speed. There really isn't any that's going to give you a huge amount in terms of like movement speed. There's like some stats that will give you extra dodge, as well as potentially if you want to get extra crit. So you'll kill things faster, so it can help out. So in theory, if you do this later, you're going to have these elixirs and things to activate to give you bonus stats. But the more important thing is to look at the end game items. Here is a item that requires level 90. I got this off of Rob's Barbarian video. So this is like end game. He was level 100. So looking at these items, this is the more important thing. Look how much movement speed that you get. You have evade, grants you extra movement speed. You have another 26% increased movement speed here, another 27% if you kill an elite, and then it has an imprint where you're going to gain another 25% movement speed after you have unstoppable. So in terms of like the order in doing these altars, it's going to be usually more of a benefit. Again, with the exception of the ones that you can get in red, do these ones early, okay? Once you get level 50, or if you want to get it before, that's totally fine. But there's only a few red ones, so get the red ones because that will matter in your progression once you hit 50. But the rest of them, getting 7% damage to do all of this, you can do it if it's on your way. Like if you see an altar, sure, do some exploration, go ahead and grab it. But I would say it's not important to do it as you are leveling up. So that said, that's my suggestion for you guys in terms of should I do it now, should I do it later, and what is the benefit and what do all of these do? Hopefully this answered your question. And again, I'll pin this website down below. But that's going to go ahead and wrap it up. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. If you're new here and want to see more Diablo guides and stuff, hit subscribe, turn the bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Feel free to check out the pinned comment for more Diablo content.